Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to the School of Science. My name is Luke and this is the Everton Stadium update for the 1st of June 2024. Now we're coming into June now with quite a nice little update. So as you can see right here on the east stand, we have pretty much got it now joining. So the northeast corner is pretty much extended now further into the middle. So it's quite interesting because I did have a few people saying to me that we wouldn't be able to do this until the east stand roof is complete. So the weird thing is right now you can actually see that the east stand roof is still getting its work done to it right now. So I'm a little unsure of what the approach is right now. I'm assuming this must be the last couple of layers going on to the roof itself. So I'm assuming that's what's, allowing us to do all of this, because what's probably going to happen in the near future is we're going to have another nice chunk of it coming across to the southeast corner. So very quickly, just before we kick things off, you can see it right there as well. Got it right nice up and close. I wanted to actually get a good look at it. I've ran into Mark Thomas as well today, so I ran into him just before doing this, and he was doing very similar. So he was actually catching these guys working nice and hard and up close. But there's one thing I want to actually point out right there. So I'm looking at it right now, and they're looking great. Everything's looking great, apart from a couple of little pieces. Now, this might just be my OCD brain, but those slightly lighter ones stand out really, really annoyingly. It might be part of the design, and there might be a sort of pattern going down. Hopefully it might make sense in the future. I really do hope it does. Now looking over the fan plaza, you've probably just seen it there in the bottom right corner. So there's a little bit of a grate system there. I'm assuming that looks like rebar. So I'm going to make an assumption here and say that they're installing more planters in that regard. So there's planters going on that corner, and either it's planters going on this corner at the south stand that you can see off in the distance, or it could be the very beginning of the Everton way. I don't know what to expect, but I am anticipating that it's more likely going to be planters, but there's also an equal chance, if not a better chance, that it is actually the fountain pieces of the Everton way that are going to be going in the future. Only time will tell. I'm hoping it's the Everton way, because it sits around the right sort of placements for where they're meant to go. So as you can see, it's like the rebar and foundation and everything, but it's also similar to how they did the planters. But actually, no, looking at it right now, it's more than likely going to be the planters, because you can actually see they've got like a little fence around. Well, I say fence, not the orange fence. You can actually see the concrete little fencing around it. Actually, I'm going to bounce back and forth here like a lot, and I'm so sorry. It's just the fact that I'm looking at this. I was focusing on it, but there's a little piece behind it. So I do think that could actually be the Everton way. So the Everton way itself, originally it was going to be like the middle section inside the south stand. When I say middle, like between the water and the stadium itself, that little middle piece. But we can see right here, it's now covering pretty much the entirety of the south stand's floor base and going across to the east and west by a good chunk. That's what I've sussed out myself, because they've went into the third stage of, all the paving slabs, your custom paving slabs and everything. So it's got to be that they've expanded it a huge amount more. Whether it be, like an EFC here, an 1878 there, the full-on Everton again somewhere further down the line, or whether it's just like they've extended like the sort of backgrounds around it. I don't know as of yet, but I anticipate, though, it's going to be magnificent when it's done. Speaking of magnificent when it's done, looking down into that south stand right now, it does seem like work has slowed down in the sense of, like, how can I put it? Standout work. A lot of the stuff that's going on right now is subtle. Another thing that you can actually see as well is inside them windows there. I somehow managed to get the windows perfectly level with the center of me shot, but you can actually see inside them quite clearly. I'm assuming that's just protective film, but I also don't expect it to be protective film as well. I'm bouncing to and from today, so Last week I was a little bit all over the place and I was yawning a fair bit. This week I'm going to be bouncing to and fro. I'm going to say it might be this, but it also might not be this. Just to give you that room to question. Also, you can see that there as well. You can see it on the west stands. I was on about like the thinner barrel cladding. I'm not sure whether that's just a manufacturing fault or whether it's actually part of the stadium's feature. I'm going to assume stadium feature, because if it's a manufacturing fault, they wouldn't put it up. But yeah. We can also see more of the barrel cladding there, just sitting nicely, ready to go up over the course of the very near future. Pardon me. But as we now go over to the west stand, one thing that stood out very quickly to me, apart from the work that's going on where the waterway is going to be, the brick facading's going on. So the brick facading's actually going on to the stairway now. So that stairway has come along leaps and bounds. So only a couple of weeks back, maybe it was only 2 to 3 weeks back, the paving stones that they'd actually put in, it was only not even a third of the way across. So they've moved with absolute speed and pace, and well done to them for doing that, because they're now more than 2/3 of the way across, and they've also got facading coming on. So this just tells me that the stairway and everything is just moved along with extreme pace. They really want to get this done so they can move on to something else. And you can see them working hard there as well. So if any of the guys who work on site see any of these videos, all I can say is a massive well done. You're doing amazing work, and please keep it up. You're just doing so well. You're an absolute godsend, the work that you guys are doing right now. But yeah. So now we're going to look over the Courtyard car park as well as the nice little waterway. Now I did say car park media centre on the little overlay there. I need to change that. I want to change it to West Stand Courtyard and Courtyard car park media centre, but that seems a little bit too long. But you can see now the nice little ditch that they're digging right there. So that you can see is the old dock wall as well. So the old dock wall is actually there. So obviously that's part of the heritage of the site. So they have to preserve that. So what they're doing, they're getting like a nice little protective layer in there. Now, this is still up for debate. Are they going to actually be able to open up the bridgeway, or is it going to be piping? I've heard that they are able to open it up. As long as they dig it out properly and they're able to make that bridge operable, they can open it up. Otherwise, they're going to get a pipe that's going to sit in the Nelson dock and bleed through to Bramley Moor. And likewise, when it goes from Bramley Moor to Sandon Half Tide / Wellington dock. So they're going to be able to do that in order to allow the water to flow through. And they're probably even, I'd assume they would need a pump system as well to assist it through, but I can't confirm that 100%. As you know, I'm no expert. But yeah, looking across the North Stand right now, again, not too much that really sits out to me. You can see that they're doing electrical work there. So where the back of the seats are, you can actually see a couple of high visors there moving towards the media gantry and everything, putting a lot of electrical bits in place there. So it's interesting. I'm curious if they're going to actually cover that up, because I will admit it will be a little bit unsightly if where the seats are and everything on the back there, it's all pipe work. Pipe work, electrical lines and all that. It's got to be covered up. There's got to be some sort of facade that's going to go over that. Whether it just be like a blue screen or something, it just something to cover that up. I mean, not even a blue screen. Maybe just like some, I don't know, some grey cladding. Because it'll look unsightly if they decide to just leave it where you've got all the electrical lines and everything lying out. This is an obvious thing that is going to get covered, or it's going to be moved to the point where it won't be able to be visible to the naked eye. I'm just filling air at the moment. I'm just filling the airtime with comments and whatnot. But yeah, as we zoom on a little bit further back, in a couple of seconds you will actually see inside the bowl. So inside the bowl, one thing very quickly, the south stand does actually have some rail seating in place. So they've got all the foundation structure there, and you can actually see a couple of layers of the rail seating is now installed, sitting around the middle section. So there has been a lot of debate on what they are wanting to do with this. So as I've said many a times, safe standing needs to get approved. As long as stadiums have got the ability to make the safe standing possible, it should be done. Because not only is this going to, help the atmosphere in a sense, because if anyone who's been in the lower Gladys, and I'm not sure whether about the upper Gladys, but in the lower Gladys, we're all stood up, and it does help with the atmosphere if you get where I'm coming from. Because when you're sitting down, you're a little bit more complacent, you're a little bit more relaxed, whereas when you're standing up, you're eager, you're ready, you really want to, get behind the team. So safe standing is an ideal situation for that, because it will help with the atmosphere. So, what are they going to do about capacity? Because I've been told many a times, and again, I've been told that it will increase the capacity from 52,880 to 62,000. But I've also heard that they can't do that because they can't add seats by having safe standing. Now, the counterpoint to that argument is more down to the fact that if you actually have a look inside the stadium, where the safe standing is, there's a sort of half step as well in between the steps of actual parts of the stadium. So my assumption would be your season ticket holders would have the main steps, and then your half step would be allocated to just sort of general public people. So like your general concession tickets, and they probably just get like a nice little, there'll be like a painted line, and they'll be saying, right, this is where you stand, this is technically your area. Either that, or they go the Doncaster Rover route, where it's basically you just get your own area. Well, not even get your own area, you get your ticket, and it's literally first comes, first serve. If you want to stand here, stand here. If you want to stand somewhere else, stand somewhere else. Obviously, that shouldn't be the case. I mean, a Premier League team, they should really have in line a nice system in place. So basically, if you're, say, row double D, we'll say. If you're in row double D, seat 111, and you've got someone who's meant to be sitting below you, I'm assuming that could be another row double D, but it would be a 111A, maybe. Kind of like an adjacent. If anyone wants to put this in the comment section below, please put in the comment section below whether you want to argue against this or for this. I would really love to hear from you guys. But in any case, guys, I will now take you over to Live Luke. So, Live Luke, take it away. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. If you liked it, you know what to do. Like, share, and subscribe, and all that. If you want to suggest anything for the channel, put it in the comment section below. But before we finish, I want to just say a massive thank you to Rob, who runs Forever Everton, for bringing these beautiful things into here. Now, if you don't know what you're looking at right now, we've got Goodison Park. We've got a lovely little backdrop here. So all the things that are very important and what make Everton, Everton. So you've got Prince Rupert's Tower, the Goodison Chippy, the Winslow, you've got Dixie Dean, the Holy Trinity, the Blue Dragon, Goodison Park, Everton 1. And, sorry, I haven't got my last song. The Brunch. Oh no. It looks like it says The Brunch. The Brick. I'm sorry. Got Bramley Moore. Big Nev. I'm going to try and get this one signed at some point in the future. A very important game. I didn't get to go to it either. I was working that day. That breaks my heart that I didn't actually go to that game. Also, one of my most favourite moments. Now, here's the weirdest thing. I run into a lot of Liverpool players over the course of when I'm in the city and whatnot. One particular one is Jamie Carragher. Do I really tempt fate and get him to sign that? Do I? Because I really want him to sign the little top corner in here. And if ever I run into Big Dunk, get him to sign it. If I ever run to Tim Cahill, get him to sign it. I think if I was to ask Hippier to sign it, he'd probably punch me. But yeah, as you can see, these are absolutely phenomenal. And he doesn't just do these, he does other things as well. So he has apparel, so in the likes of his shirts, he does all sorts in terms of clothing. He also does mugs, he does a lot of stuff. So seriously, get over to Twitter, or X, depends on what you want to call it. Get over there, get onto his channel. So it is Forever Everton Rob. He is also in the description below. His site is also in the description below. Get on there. Go buy something off him. Seriously, go buy some stuff. He's even got a code down there, and it's ScienceTV20. So if you buy anything and use that code, it's a 20% discount. Seriously, guys, you need to go and support him. He has provided some brilliant stuff. He has provided some awesome shirts. I am not wearing one of his awesome shirts. It is currently in the wash. So honestly, you need to go and show him some support. He is a phenomenal guy. He has done so much Everton related stuff. He also does phone wallpapers, phone cases. Go support him. I will say this until I lose my voice. Go and support him. Buy some stuff off him. Honestly, he is an amazing person, and he deserves all the support he can get. So, for the last time for this video, go and support him. But in any case, guys, it's a new setup. It is a brilliant and new setup. And also, Rainbow Toffees. We've got the drone. We've got this. It was actually given to me as a Christmas gift. I do love it very much. And also, when times do get tough, you never should resort to alcohol, but it's always there in case of an emergency. And then further stuff further down that you don't even need to see because it's not even going to be in frame. But yeah, guys, there's going to be a video a little short of me doing actually a little walk around the office. Now, bear in mind, this is a very smallish office. It's basically 2 meters by about 2 meters. I could probably, if I had a long enough arm length, I could probably touch side to side without having to, you know, adjust. It is that small, and it's a good thing in all honesty, because it was meant to be a single bedroom with this house, but it's better as an office. It's nice and warm in the winter. It's nice and cool in the summer when I've got the fan going. It's amazing. All this for an outro, eh? I've got to do a proper video about this. So bear in mind, pre-match and post-match stuff in the future, transfer rumours, anything Everton related that I think I can really offer an opinion on. This is what you're going to be seeing in the near future. Also, blue bulb. But yeah, guys, again, for the final time, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have an amazing evening. Have a great week. Up the fucking toffees, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.